Hamilton Committee meeting for Monday, December 2nd, 2024. Could you please stand for the flag salute? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by publication in the Press of Atlantic City and Star Ledger on January 6, 2024 and January 7, 2024, respectively. Mr. Chief.
Here.
Mr. Law.
Here.
Mr. Talley.
Here.
Dr. Witherspoon.
Here.
Mayor Schenker.
Here. Can we have a moment of silence for private reflection? Thank you. We have a guest presentation, the ACUA budget presentation. Come on up.
Handing out those packets. We're just going to order of these. I'll try to be quick with this. I heard somebody's hungry for dinner. And get this moving along for you. My name is Matt Johnson. I'm the president at the Atlantic County Toys Authority. This is my second year doing this. I think everybody was here last year. When we look at that packet, the first one is just a timeline. Yeah, thank you, guys. Last year, there was a conversation here. There were some concerns about ACUA landfill and capacity. So I figured I'd just provide you guys with some more information to kind of follow up last year's discussion a little bit. So this is a timeline of different capacity increases we've had at our site. So right now we've permitted capacity to July of 2029. So about 5 years of capacity left of our site. We're pretty limited in where we're at. And last year I kind of reported that we were hiring a consultant and working through a couple different options. We have some updated information from that consultant. He was able to look at our site and look at optimizing certain areas. We're bound by the parkway, we're bound by wetlands on either side, so there's not really a lot of space, but we have about 3 to 5 acres and some streamlining we can do with some curves of our landfill. Again, it's another 8 minimum years on top of the 5, looking at about 13. Years. So we're going to be working through that process this year. But what I wanted to kind of show in this timeline was this isn't something new. This is something that we've done for the last 3 decades. Again, increasing capacity, changing side slopes, changing a little bit of height here, and then again adding walls around the side, really limiting space. But not something new for Atlantic County that we've done, but also not something new for any other county. So to give you a perspective, Burlington County's capacity right now is currently permitted to August of 2025. So next August is when they have no more capacity. They're going through a expansion right now and just waiting for that approval. They've kind of gotten through all the hurdles and they're just waiting for them to respond to that. Monmouth County has less than 10 years of capacity left. Similar situation to us. They just announced that they're looking for a 25-year expansion. They have a lot more space than we do. But this is kind of what the solid waste organizations for each county are tasked with and what they do. So again, just wanted to kind of touch again on that topic because I know that was something that some of the so now getting into the budget, the next sheet is the tip fee map. We provide this to all the municipalities. We're about halfway through our municipality meetings. And this just kind of shows what a tip fee is. We're proposing a 2 3/4% increase on our tip fee. It's still putting us at one of the lowest tip fees in the state. So the only two that are a little bit different are Middlesex and Essex County. We're looking at last year's rate for them. Essex County has an incinerator that they're using. Again, not the preferred way to dispose of your waste, but again, one of the only options we have is slightly lower. And then Middlesex is a little bit lower, but the caveat to that is if they bring it out of county, there's a $10.50 charge on that. So that actually brings it a little bit higher. So everywhere else, we are the cheapest in the state. In our area, we're seeing rates increase between 4 and 1.2%. So Cumberland, we got word they're doing a 4% increase. Cape May's doing a 2%. we're trying to just, again, keep it just below the inflation rate at that 2.34% rate increase. It brings up about $1 a ton. Things driving that cost, you guys run a municipality, so we're usually in good company. People understand that people are your biggest cost. We're in the state health benefits program still, so we're looking at a 16% increase on state health benefits. We're working to try to get out of that. Our claims history has gotten better, so we may have some options halfway through this year and looking at a special enrollment. We're also seeing just equipment costs increasing, maintenance of tires and heavy equipment. On the flip side, we're also seeing a reduction in waste that comes to our site. This is a trend that we're seeing across the state, and a lot of our other agencies, and not our agencies, but other landfills, there's 12 of them in the state, they're seeing about a 4 to 5% decrease in the construction and demolition waste. I think it's just a sign of a little bit of a slowdown in the economy. So with even a 2.75% increase on our revenue, we're really only seeing a 0.64% increase on the actual revenue side. We're expecting about 5,000 less tons in the C&D sector for waste coming in. And then a couple other things that we're just looking at. One of them is about $10 to $11 a ton goes into a cell replacement fund that helps us expand. We were getting to the point where we bid our latest, I guess, phase was $18 million. We just about finished construction on that. We were kind of ramping up that cost. We got to kind of pull back on that a little bit to kind of balance our budget with a 4% increase total in expenses and only a 0.64% increase on the revenue side. The next sheet that I'm going to share with you is just the recycling. This is more of an FYI. Again, we try to explain to municipalities what the ACUA does for the municipalities. It's not just collecting your trash. It's not just disposing of your waste. This is the real cost of recycling. So I tried to highlight it on your sheet so you guys can see right where it's at. Hamilton Township cost for just the processing of recycling is about $150,000. That cost is absorbed by the ACUA and our tip fees. $1.6 million for all the municipalities within the county. The total cost for the ACUA is about $2.7 million. And then the last sheet is just a report card that we try to provide for the municipalities, just to kind of show the history of where your fees are, where your tonnage is. So again, I tried to highlight it just so it was easy for you guys to see. That top chart there, you look down at the bottom, that's kind of where we're expecting your 2024 numbers to be. Your tonnage for municipal garbage is just over 10,000 tons. It's pretty close to where you guys were last year. Last year was 10,053. Looking at the next chart is 2025. That number is a little bit inflated, so what we use is a 5-year average on that. So if you look at your tonnage, you'll see 2020 and 2021 were anomalies for every municipality. That was COVID. That was when a lot of people were home and generating a lot more waste. So you can kind of see those averages are a little bit higher on the tonnage, which will bring your 5-year average up a little bit. So you're probably looking at about a $20,000 increase total on your trash when it comes to the total amount disposed of. You're about $800,000 right now. That was really it. So try to be quick with that.
Okay.
Any questions you have for me?
Anybody from committee have any questions?
Yes. I heard you say something about you were looking at getting out of the state benefit program. All right. Atlantic City did that. Retired from there. And they did not consider the retirees. And it has been a disaster. Okay. So if that is something that you want to look at, they said they were saving, and then we were all excited that they were saving. And then once they got out from under that, it shot up tremendously. And that was not taken into consideration. I'm not throwing shade, but I'm one paying. So,
Yeah, no.
and I wrote the governor. I did everything. I was just so worked up. It does no good. I still have to pay, but it's just that was not taken into consideration. That's something that you want to carefully look at. All right, and I just wanted to state that on my personal, because I'm going through it currently. All right, and then secondly, there's been a lot of controversy, as you know, in the paper about selling the ACUA and all of that. Is that something that's going to happen or is not going to happen?
So I don't control that. I hope it doesn't happen. So The senator cannot dissolve our organization, but the county commissioners can. So the county commissioners can dissolve our organization if they wish to do that. I wouldn't recommend that. The impact to what the ACUA does for this county as far as, again, the cost savings from whether it's a collection contract, whether it's keeping the tip fees down to the lowest in the state, or absorbing costs like recycling, household hazardous waste, and also Recycling Enhancement Act funds that go back to every municipality. Again, would not be my recommendation. I would certainly be vocal about that if that was continuing. I'm marking it up as it was election season, and going to try to kind of keep it at that. But it's certainly something that has been talked about for, I've been with the organization for almost 18 years now, dissolving, privatizing, whether it's the solid waste or the wastewater side of the organization, has always been discussed. There's always somebody that's looking for an opportunity. There's money to be made, and we just have to kind of protect and make sure that we're doing the right thing. The ACUA doesn't build in profit. We don't have shareholders we have to be accountable to. We're accountable to the public. We're accountable to you. I've been at commissioners meetings. I've been, we do our tour. We have 24 meetings that we've been doing over the last 2.5 weeks, and we've done this for 34 years. This is the transparency that we've always tried to provide for the municipalities, and do as much as we can, again, to be as proactive, transparent, and communicative with as possible. So.
You certainly have a track record, and you did give us a great presentation here tonight. I just wanted to put that out there because in the newspaper clipping,
yes,
I saw some commissioners, with that, so I was confused. And sometimes you think you're saving something when you're really not. And that's the reason why I brought up about the health insurance. Really, really look into that before you make that move. That's all I want to say.
That's been this traveling roadshow. We're 14 meetings in, and everybody's had a different perspective on the health benefits. Some have looked at Southern Coastal PIFs. Some have looked at difference cards. Some have looked at just straight plans out of the state health benefits. Some are saying, hey, stay in state health benefits.
Correct.
So we're trying to make sure we don't misstep and let some people kind of lead the charge a little bit and learn from them. So the learning curve for us is a little bit quicker than being the first one. We'd like to be the first for a lot of stuff, but we don't be the first to jump out and make a mistake.
I can't tell you what to do, and I'm done. Stay in it.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else? Well, I want to thank you very much for coming and make this presentation. I, for one, hope that the ACUA stays intact the way it is. We have our own MUA here in town, and we hold it near and dear, and it also holds our costs down. So we're very happy with what the services the ACUA has been giving us over the past few years that we've been involved, trash and recycling. So I appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much for having me. Have a nice holiday. Appreciate
you
the
too.
support.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have a proclamation for wreaths across America. Is there any folks here? How are you? I'm doing great. I only have one problem tonight. I forgot my glasses. So
Here you go.
I'm probably going to get half of the words wrong.
This might work for you, dude. You're twos. 2.1?
I'll do the best I can. First of all, we really appreciate what you do. This is really a great thing that happens. I heard I did not go last year, and I regret it because it turned out to be a great event. So, as it reads on that, whereas the Township of Hamilton recognizes our freedom is not free, and that many of the members of our military have proudly served our nation, some returning to dedicate themselves to their families and community, some bearing the scars of battle, some having paid the ultimate price of their lives that we might live in a land of liberty. And whereas the organization Wreaths Across America coordinates wreath laying ceremonies at Arlington National Cemetery, as well as more than 3,400 additional locations in all 50 states. And whereas the mission of the Wreaths Across America is to remember the fallen, honor those who serve, teach our children the value of freedom. Whereas Wreaths Across America has chosen to live with purpose as its 2024 theme to encourage everyone to become involved in their own communities, to serve and succeed in their very own ways. Whereas December 13, 2008, the United States Congress unanimously voted and declared Wreaths Across America Day to be celebrated annually, whereas December 14th is recognized as National Wreath Across America's Day for 2024. Whereas Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 220 is Wreaths Across America organizer in Hamilton Township area along with Scout Troop 452. The Atlantic County Composite Squadron of the Civil Air Patrol, Girl Scout Troop 10707, and the Atlantic County Institute of Technology Junior ROTC. As well as local churches, community members will assist in the laying of the wreaths on the graves of the veterans here in Hamilton Township, including Korean War POW Harry J. Hartman Jr., whose remains were returned home and laid to rest last year at Holy Cross Cemetery and Mausoleum. And whereas Hamilton Township supports this noble cause and encourages our citizens and our businesses to contribute to this endeavor as an act of respect and appreciation of our military. Now, therefore, I, Art Shanker, Mayor of Hamilton Township, Atlantic County, New Jersey, do hereby proclaim December 2nd, 2024 as Wreaths Across America Day in Hamilton Township, to encourage our citizens to participate and support this worthwhile program to honor our fallen service members at our local cemeteries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to just call attention to Peter Ashbach and the gentlemen who are here. They're really leading the charge for the Wreaths Across America effort here in Hamilton Township and at Holy Cross Cemetery and other participating cemeteries. Last year was our first year. Our goal was 500 wreaths. We achieved that happily. We had a beautiful ceremony. Our ceremony's coming up on December 14th at noon in the parking lot at St. Vincent de Paul Church, and definitely invite everybody to attend. This year, on Armed Forces Day, we took the day to go out and actually put an American flag on every veteran's grave in the cemetery so we could get an accurate count. We came up with 1,500 at Holy Cross Cemetery, and then additional, with Union Cemetery, Presbyterian Church, a couple others. We set a goal of 2,000 wreaths. We are at about 1,700, and today is our last day. So putting out that emergency call to everybody in this room here, we've had a very generous donation from Mr. Warren, and appreciate everybody who has contributed thus far. But if you need the QR code, I'm happy to send it to you. We have a Facebook page, has all the information on it. If you could help us hit our goal, that would make sure that every veteran that we've identified in those cemeteries will get a wreath on December 14th, and would love to see everybody out that day. So thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, send it to all of us.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen, for all you do. From now on, bigger font.
Oh, goodness.
Thank you. Let's move on. Early public comment on agenda items excluding items listed for public hearings. Would anybody like to speak?
No one signed up.
No one signed up? Okay. Let's see. Discussions, we have none. Public hearings and adoption of ordinances, we have none. But we do have quite a few introduction of ordinances. And we're going to start out with A, Ordinance 2087, 2024, an ordinance authorizing the sale of Lot 3, Block 537, Harding Highway, as shown on the tax map of Township of Hamilton, and granting the owner or owners of said property contiguous to the same right of first refusal, or prior refusal, to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, the State of New Jersey.
I'll make the motion.
A motion and second to introduce this ordinance. I just would like to state the public hearing will be held on December 16th, 2024 on all of these ordinances. I have a motion and a second to introduce this ordinance. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. B, Ordinance 2088, 2024, an ordinance authorizing the sale of Lot 10, Block 27 on Smith Avenue, as shown on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton, and granting to the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same right of prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton, the County of Atlantic, and the State of New Jersey.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. C, Ordinance 2089, 2024, an ordinance authorizing the tax agreement between CarMax Auto Superstores Incorporated and the Township of Hamilton, providing for a 5-year exemption from taxation and a payment in lieu of taxes regarding the construction project described herein, located at Block 1321, Lots 1 and 2 at 4181 Black Horse Pike.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns?
Nothing concerning the audience. I understand they're supposed to have an opening on Wednesday, December the 4th. Does anybody know of the time?
Oh, I
I haven't been able to confirm it yet.
Okay,
Call into
That's it.
corporate.
all right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. D, Ordinance 2090, 2024, an ordinance amending Chapter 137 titled Canvassers, Peddlers, and Solicitors.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns?
Just one question.
Okay,
What are we amending it to, or is that going to be discussed?
pardon me?
What are we amending it to, or is that going to be discussed?
No, we're amending, you want to speak on this?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
If I may, committee, this was something we discussed a few meetings ago. This is a portion of Chapter 137 regarding canvassers. It's a portion of the code that hasn't been updated in approximately the last 25 years.
Right.
There's been substantial litigation and precedent since that time regarding constitutional rights.
Gotcha.
This updates it so that we're in accordance with a lot of those precedents that were being set. So it amends the code as it is, but it's in the accordance with the discussions that we had previously.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
And it's correct that there's only so much we can do concerning this issue because of state law.
Correct, and the U.S. Constitution kind of guides this. Is a balance between privacy and
Right.
freedom of speech.
Right.
That's correct.
So we're basically trying to protect your privacy, but there is a limit to what
There's a
we can do.
balance.
Yes. Excellent. Okay. E, Ordinance 20, excuse me. I didn't do it, did I?
You got to take it.
I had a motion and a second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. E, Ordinance 2091, 2024, an ordinance amending Chapter 124 titled Businesses Operation of.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Could you give us a little background on this? Because I don't think anybody in this audience can understand exactly what we're
Yes.
doing here.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the part of the code in the chapter that deals with business licensing. amendments that we're making is just to reflect the current practice that already happens on when an individual or business applies for a license, how it comes in front of committee to vote on it. The way that it's worded now, it has been updated for a significant period of time. It doesn't necessarily reflect how it goes now and who appoints it, who it goes in front of, and the fees. So the adjustments and amendments that are in this proposed ordinance will only reflect what has been in practice in the last significant period of time. For example, it comes in front of committee to approve the licensing. And it is correct, the title is just an adoption of what's already there. So it does end as of now.
Okay.
Okay,
There's no period.
we have a motion and a second? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. F, Ordinance 2092-2024, an ordinance amending Article 2 of Chapter 66 of the Code of the Township of Hamilton, providing for an annual salary increases and adjustments in salary maximums for the township employees. Basically, this is COA increases.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion and we have a second.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? The ayes have it. G, Ordinance 29...
Mayor, if I can interrupt,
Yes,
is
sir.
this G, is that cannabis?
No, it's not. I don't believe so.
It is for Casa
It is for Casa Verde? Yep.
I thought.
Sorry, Rich.
I'm going to recuse myself.
Don't let me forget to bring him back. He's mad at me right now. So.
G,
Let him cool off.
Ordinance 2093, 2024, an ordinance adopting a site-specific redevelopment plan for Block 1134 at Lot 3.02 in the Township of Hamilton. This is 4760 Black Horse Pike. And as previously stated, this is for Casa Verde, which is a dispensary.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it.
I'm going to bring Richie back in.
Get Rich.
Thank you, Rita.
You remember it on your own. Today's a good day.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich. Okay, well, number 6, we'll move on to awards of bids, contracts, and change orders. Resolution approving amendment of the shared service agreement between the Township of Hamilton, Atlantic County Utilities Authority for solid waste collection services, and authorizing the mayor to sign same.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by, you want to do a roll call? Okay. Rita, please, roll call?
Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. Number 7, consent agenda. We have A through H.
I'd like to remove G.
Okay. Yes, we have to. You're right. Thank you, Rich. So I will entertain a motion from A through F and H.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it.
I'm going to recuse myself.
Yeah. At least you're getting your steps in. Okay, G is a resolution authorizing the Township of Hamilton Planning Board to review a proposed site-specific redevelopment plan for Block 1134, Lot 3.02, a designated rehabilitation area within the Township of Hamilton, 4760 Black Horse Pike. This is also Casa Verde.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. It was, right. Okay. All right, so number 8, personnel. Resolution to ratify Teamsters Local 331 Communications Contract Agreement, January 1st, 2024, December 31st, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? We'll do a roll call vote for this. Thank you. Rita, could you please?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Talley?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Approvals. A, minutes, regular meeting minutes of November 12th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. B, minutes of executive session meeting minutes, November 12th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Rita, could we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Talley?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Schenker?
Yes. C, bills. Bill list total, $2,426,201.87.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions, concerns? Hearing none, Rita, could we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Talley?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes. 10, reports. Mr. Administrator.
I just want to comment on the recent rollout of the recycling toters in the township. I thank Public Works for their job well done on rolling that out. I was the Public Works Director when we changed over to the toters for the trash carts. It's a lot of work, and I'm glad I'm not over there. I wasn't over there during the recycling, but they did a great job. We had minimal calls this time. And I'm happy to report that we are planning on rolling out some smaller carts to the age-restricted developments
Okay, good.
after the first of the year. We do have an order of 64-gallon carts coming, so just wanted to put that on the record. And that's all I have.
Very good.
And do people have to call and order them, I guess?
Yeah, we would have to receive a call, pick up their 96, and just swap it out with a 64. So
Okay.
that's all I have.
I agree that this was a big task, and it's been a big help, and, there's a couple little glitches here and there, but, the effort and what we did is going to save the township a lot of money, so I'm very happy that it went well. Mr. Solicitor.
Nothing to report this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Engineer.
Nothing to report, Mayor. I'm trying to talk, but it wasn't done.
I did that with the microphone. Yeah. Kind of give you a little hint. Anyway. D, Township Committee members. Dr. Witherspoon.
Yes. I would like to report that I did attend the League of Municipalities Conference. It was a lot of information. I took a couple classes. I was on the floor. One thing that I saw at the League, there were a lot, Lakewood, some towns, some cities were there with their, promoting their cities. And we have an exceptional township, Hamilton Township, which I'm very proud of. There's been a lot of stuff on Facebook of which one is better, Egg Harbor Township or Hamilton Township. But I know it's petty, but Hamilton Township is good. And I would have wanted us to have a booth at the league talking about our sustainable. We've got an award, and Lakewood was there showing about their award, and I was trying to tell them about our award, but we wasn't there, for whatever reason. I don't know, but maybe in the future, I hope that we can have a booth to talk and highlight the great things that we're doing here in Hamilton Township. We're on the western end, but there's a lot of wonderful parks, a lot of wonderful things that we do here in Hamilton Township that I'm very proud of. I've lived in Atlantic County all my life. I lived in Hamilton Township for only 10 years. I was in Atlantic City for 52 years, and I didn't know half the stuff that Hamilton Township done until I moved out here. So I'm really, really happy about it. And that was one thing I wanted to say. I went to the delegates luncheon. The governor spoke. I went to the Women's Network luncheon. It was just very nice. It was just a nice event to be. I was wore out. I could tell my age, but I made as many things as I could make. But I was there representing Hamilton Township and also learning. And the one good thing I learned that they said at the delegates luncheon, this is one conference where you leave partisan politics aside. Everybody is coming there to learn what they can do to make their townships better. So I really, really did like that, and I enjoyed it. I did attend the tree lighting ceremony. It was very wonderful. It was a lot of people. Public Works did an excellent job. The Hess Choir was singing. They had their band. They were serving hot chocolate. I mean, it was just nice. And the park looks beautiful. And again, I'm proud of Hamilton Township and the things that we do here in Hamilton Township. And the people really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So that is my report, Mayor. I always have a report. Always have a report. All right. That's my report. Thank you.
Committeeman Vitale?
Yes. Yes, tree lighting was fantastic. Great job to Public Works. The schools for being there, singing, the band. It was very well attended. It's a little chilly, but still a lot of people there. That was great. As talked about earlier, Wreaths Across America. It's December 14th, Saturday at St. Vincent. What time, Amy? Noon? Okay. This Saturday, Dickens of a Holiday, Presbyterian Church. I think it's also at the library upstairs, even though the library is quote-unquote closed. Don't let that deter you. And always some great crafters there. It's a good time. Hopefully we have some decent weather. It might be a little bit cold again, but it is what it is. Christmas is here. So I really wish people, I know today is, what they call it, Cyber Monday or whatever it is. Shop local. And by local, I don't just mean Main Street and stuff like that. It's the Hamilton Mall. It's all of them out there. Consumer Square. We need these businesses to survive and thrive. And, get out there and also you're out there with your neighbors. You running into people that you haven't seen and you get to see them during the holidays and, just get out and shop and hopefully run into some friends and have a good time. So please keep that in mind. Don't do everything online. The dam. Big concrete pour tomorrow. Is it they still shooting for tomorrow? Do you know, Chris? Last I heard, big footing tomorrow. So that's, all that rebar that was sitting on, all those, that green metal that was sitting there is all now down in a footing. And then concrete on top of that, and then from there, hopefully just keep chugging along. So we're moving forward. We didn't have any problems with in-water work. We're clear to go, and it's moving along really, really well. This has been a long time coming, so I'm sure you guys, everybody's sick of hearing me talk about it, but guess what? I'm going to keep talking about it till it's done.
It's a big milestone. Yes. It is at this point.
So very happy to see that happen. So that's really it for me. Everybody enjoy yourselves Christmas shopping. We'll see you again before Christmas, and you'll hear me say it again. But and just be safe out there. And Reagan, I'll see you soon. Maddie, miss you, love you, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Committeeman Cheek.
I have no comment. I was out of town for most of the last couple of weeks.
Interesting.
Are you thawed out yet?
Huh?
Are you thawed out?
It was 17 below zero.
I know. I heard.
I saw the one picture and I thought,
Yeah.
wow, that looks like not a lot of fun. But
That day
anyway,
it was warm. It was 5 below.
Oh, okay. Good, good.
balm me out.
Yeah, right, Palmy.
Committeeman Laws.
Yes, no, so, the Hamiltonites youth football program taxi squad won the taxi bowl. Great job to those group of young kids. It's amazing to see those kids where the helmets are so big that they can barely run up and down the field, but they did a great job beating out Galloway and Egg Harbor Township for the championship. So that was always, that gives us bragging rights there. Super excited for those young men. Hope to have those kids in one day to acknowledge their victory. Maybe at the next meeting or something, I don't know. The other thing is I'd like to thank Amy Gatto and the work that you guys are doing with Reefs Across America. You were the first person to tell me about it, and just was very moved that someone would take that initiative to look out for our fallen soldiers. This type of stuff is what we're supposed to be about, and we appreciate you and your team. And I know the other guys do all the work, right? That's what you're going to tell me, right? I know, I heard you say it. No, they're great guys and just fantastic, and we're grateful. Thank you. Last but not least, I'd like to thank all of the employees of Hamilton Township, our police department. You guys, really go to the wall, for us. Solicitor, our engineer, and what's your title, Brett? No, no, our administrator. We are very fortunate to have you guys, and I just want to say thank you guys for all the hard work. Our finance department, everything, our legal department. You guys just do a bang-up job. You really do take the job serious, but more importantly, you look out for the people in this township and keep us, straight. So thank you for that, and look forward to working with you guys for the next 3 years. That's it.
That's it. All right. So I first of all, I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving, and we look forward to the days coming, the holidays, and but the tree lighting ceremony has become a very, very well attended event, and I can't thank Public Works enough, the Historical Society who puts this on. It's a lot of work to do this, and they were all working hard, passing out cookies and hot chocolate, and I may have had one or two myself, but that's not important. They do a nice job, and this year I noticed I could actually hear people.
Sound system is good.
I could hear the kids singing. I could even hear the mayor counting down the lights to be turned on. Imagine that. So I was very happy that, the new sound system that we purchased has made our events that much nicer. It gets very, you can't, there's that many people there that it gets loud enough where, they can't hear, or I can't hear, but then again, I don't hear very well as it is. And everybody enjoys themselves. Also like to thank the fire departments. I know Mays Landing Fire Department was involved. They actually grabbed Santa, brought him over. And that's how big the event's coming, because Santa came. It's a big event when he comes. Just a really, really good time by everybody. We're a little chilly, but we can't have warm events every year. Again, Commissioner Amy Gatto, I want to echo what Bobby said. This Wreaths Across America, great, just absolutely wonderful. It really has taken, what I remember saying at the Veterans Day services, that how we need to keep these men and women in our hearts and our thoughts all the time. And this is just another event or another ceremony that does exactly that. That they don't, they're not just out there one day a year. They're out there every day of the year. And those who have come back, no matter how they came back, we need to show our appreciation. I've always said that it shouldn't be Veterans Day. It should be Veterans Month. Other than that, that's all I have. I'd like to open it up to public comment if every,
Before you do work, do you mind if I say
oh yeah,
something?
go ahead.
If you don't mind.
Mhm.
Sorry, Mayor. Yes, I was remiss, and there was something I wanted to add, but I'd like to speak to the viewing audience, not you guys, but to my dad. My father served in the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, and he's retired Air Force now. He's retired from TWA, and he's been really ill, and I got to tell you, I've been back and forth to New York a lot lately to sit with him and look in on him. And I just want to say to you, Pop, I love you, and keep fighting, because Laws is never quit and we never give up. Keep up the good work, man. I love you.
That's it. Thank you. Anybody from the public like to speak?
Thanks. Appreciate you.
I'll be real brief. I just want to let you know that we were able to secure the grant from the state for improvements to Sheener. So we'll be adding on to the building there. We were granted $2.8 million, and we start next fall. I believe that's when we're going to try to add on to it. And then also the our last meeting of the year is Wednesday. So anybody wants to attend a school board meeting, come Wednesday. Other than that, I don't have anything else. So.
Okay.
Does that cover the whole cost?
We believe so, yeah. So there won't be any burden on the taxpayers.
Nice.
That was our goal. So.
Where are the
Good job.
school board meetings?
Say again?
Like Davies, where are the
Shaner. Off the Shaner. So we're increasing our universal number for pre-K and K. It's a mandate by the state, and that's usually what sets the tone for the rest of the schools. So we'll be playing catch up once we, expand the kindergarten, but it's, one hurdle at a time. So this one we were able to get paid for through the state.
Thank you.
Great.
There's time here. Good evening, everyone. My name is Anna Schleifer, and my husband John and I reside. I'm sorry, no, it came up. And my husband John and I reside and are the homeowners of 6046 Main Street. So we live on Main Street. And in February of 2025, we will have lived 21 years at this residence. Prior to that, we were living in the Panhandle of Florida. My husband had just returned from Iraq, and he was hired to be a pilot to fly as a flight inspector with the FAA, which is why we moved here. And I remember October 21 years ago, the realtor was driving me down Main Street, and I remember we were in the front of the courthouse, the park, Veterans Park, and it was October. It was so beautiful, and I remember telling the realtor, "What is this place?" And she said, "Mays Landing." And I said, "It's beautiful." She goes, "Well, I'm going to show you a house." Anyway, so we've been living there now for 21 years. So the reason for my being here this evening is that our next door neighbors who reside at 6044 Main Street have been parking 2 of their 3 vehicles on the front lawn. The residence has a driveway that can accommodate 2 vehicles, but only one always parks there. The other 2 are parked on the front lawn of the property, which is clearly not a driveway or a parking lot. The previous owners of that property had older children with vehicles, and they would park their cars along Abbott Street. And sometimes they can park across the street at the pub, because my house, the pub, is catty corner from us. The duplex, which is the 2 Victorian homes attached to each other, it's one Victorian house with 2 residences, and then Boakes is to our left of our residence. Tula, an owner of E. Mill Street Pub, has let the men and the owner know that they can park in their parking lot, which is across the street of 6044 Main Street. They have refused this offer and have chosen to continue to park on the lawn. And my husband has also called the owner, because the owner doesn't live there. They're all men that live there, and they work at the Luke Oil place. And that's why when I met the man when they were buying the property, when the property was being sold, I didn't even know the property was being sold, and I ran into the owner, the new owner, and he told me, my workers are going to be living here from Atlantic City, because they're going to work at my gas station. Okay. So, now let's talk. I have some photos. May I give these to you to look
Give
at?
it to Brett.
There's just 3 photos in there that I've taken. So I've attached photos of the cars that are parked on the front lawn. I've included a photo of how the concrete walkway leading up to the front porch of 6044 Main Street is falling apart due to one of the cars being parked on top of it. Now, there used to be this beautiful tree on their lot on the front. And my husband wanted to know, because we found out they were going to cut the tree down. It was gorgeous. We said, why are you going to cut the tree down? He said that someone, I don't know who it was, had written them a letter and said they needed to cut the tree down because the roots were ruining the walkway to their house. But you can see there's a car right on that walkway, and it doesn't look good. So, okay. The third car, The third car is parked near the border, so the property, the whole lawn, is right adjacent to the next residence because there are 2 homes in one. So the third car is parked near the border of the front lawn of the adjacent property, 6042 Main Street. A family with a young child has just moved into this residence in the past 6 months or so. The father sometimes spends time with his child on their lawn. It's right now it's a little toddler baby, but he's out in the front because I garden all the time. I'm gardening and I see what happens on Main Street. You want to know what's happening on Main Street? Just reach out to me. I'll let you know. So he spends time, and I believe it is unsafe to have a car parked next to their front lawn because it's just right there. Also, I am a taxpayer, just like all of you, of Hamilton Township. Our money in the past paid for our new sidewalks. They're gorgeous. And so this third car, if you look at that picture, because there's a picture from across the pub looking over, you'll see that the only way that third car can get onto that lawn is by driving on top of the sidewalk and pulling in. So sometimes he pulls in backwards. I don't know how he accomplishes that, but he's able to pull in and out going over our sidewalk that we paid money for. So this, to me, is unacceptable. My husband and I have worked long, endless hours throughout the 20-plus years that we've lived at 6046 Main Street to make it look like an English garden, and I've been successful at that. It's been a lot of work. And to help add to the beauty on Main Street, knowing that we live in the historic district. As you come down Main Street, one can see how, and I don't know if you've all noticed this, but we have new neighbors. We have had, a lot of homes have sold on Main Street. New families have moved in. We have a lot of children on Main Street. We have children, teenagers. The buses are now stopping. The kids are coming out. So I'm telling you, Main Street has changed. And we have kids running around everywhere, along with all the crazy drivers that still cannot see the 25-mile-per-hour sign that's flashing. I'm up late hours. They're flying on Main Street. That's just an addition there. They're going 50, 60 miles an hour. And I'm not joking. That is correct. And I've seen lots of accidents, too, in the middle of the night. Okay, so let's see. Where was I? As you come down Main Street, one can see how many of the neighbors have also been caring for their front lawns to make them look beautiful. Sadly, it has been devastating to see daily that the neighbors at 6044 Main Street have cheapened the beauty of historical Main Street by parking their cars on the front lawn. The other downside to this is that other residents on Main Street will think that it is okay to park their vehicles on their front lawn because of what is taking place on 6044 Main Street. We don't want this to happen. And it is true because one of the things that started happening, and I don't know what, I noticed that there's some rentals, apartments going down from Keith Oaks on down to the antique store on the corner. And so a lot of people were starting to park their cars along Main Street. So it caused a lot of people backing up, honking. They were yelling at each other, and who knows if anybody lost their mirror or whatever because it was not good. Some people were saying that was positive because it slowed the crazy drivers down, but then we had a lot of chaos. And now we haven't seen hardly any cars. I don't know if something happened that I'm not aware of, but I have to say it looks better. So that is another thing. So I want to thank you for taking the time to look into this parking situation. That's it. So thank you so much. And yes, we all had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Look into that,
We'll look
please.
into it.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Anybody else from the public like to speak?
Motion to close public?
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. We have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, everyone.